yeah. What's going on, everybody? Oh,
Oh,
okay. You did the fisheye camera move, didn't you, from the 90s, huh?
I did, yeah, but we got a guest. Oh, yeah.
A couple guests.
Yeah. Oh, he gonna be real good tonight, y'all. He ain't gonna get out of hand at all tonight.
Hey, man.
Hey, is he gonna talk?
Listen, I do me, okay?
Now you don't. Now you don't.
Hey,
now you don't.
Cut that foolishness out, boy.
If you say so.
Right there, but she gonna sick the puppy on you tonight.
Right, bite him. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Four Black Guys show. Put your
BGS
if you up in the house. What it up? I like Tony. You see the way Tony did it though? Tony was like,
"Let me see, Tony. What you do, Tony? What you do?" That's strong.
Oh, you cool tonight. Okay.
Tony did the You know what I'm saying?
But hey, as the show go on, you're gonna see I'm a big wuss. Watch what happens. Watch what happens.
Hey, look, Tony did the essence.
James got somebody sitting by his side. You know what that means?
What that mean?
She pissing on her tree.
Oh, here we go.
Hey, I ain't mad with her. She knows something we don't know. So
she knows something we don't know. I like that. I like you.
Hey man, I don't know what y'all talking about. I'm the man of this here.
What up, Mike Smith?
Okay, hey Mike, what's up? Just ignore James and all that foolishness.
Sure, buddy. Hey, Lovejoy, give us the ebony move again, Doc.
That's a strong pole right there.
I'm telling you, boy. Hey,
mine ain't quite that strong.
That's that ebony move right there. That's the jet and ebony.
Well, let me take this off.
The key, you gotta lick your lips first.
Oh, okay.
Hold on, but I gotta get this thing from around my neck.
I see. I got you now.
What you got going on? What's that around your neck?
I've been riding. I've been on the bike today, so I had this around my neck to keep the wind off. Keep the wind off.
Today some too, man. I rolled a little bit.
You rode today too, boy?
About 100 miles, yeah.
Okay.
100 miles.
You liking that scout, ain't you?
Man, something just happened to me, man, and I don't like it. I don't like it. I sent you a text. So y'all just let me say this to our audience. So on my Scout Barber, you can turn the mirrors down, right?
Yeah. Flip them
make it look
upside down.
Yeah, make it look a whole lot sexier. And so, but what I didn't know is, like when I come into my garage, I have to turn sharp where the mirrors are hitting the gas tank. And so it's already scratched my gas tank up.
Oh,
so now I got to get the gas tank repainted because that matted black.
Hey, every motorcycle has some love on it. That means you riding it. That means you're using it. It's okay. It's all right. It don't have to be. It don't have to be exactly perfect, love, Joy.
Hey,
you know
I know how you are. I know.
Yeah. What'd you say, Steve?
So your bike is nice, man. It looks tough. I love the way it looks, man. I don't even know if
we can get Steve over in the fraternity, boy. It'll be a whole thing.
I wish we all could ride, honestly.
That would be cool. Steve, we're gonna get you in some riding classes. You're gonna get a motorcycle. I don't care. You get it.
Hey man, you want to pay for me some rides? I'll do it.
I ain't saying I'm gonna pay for it.
I don't know. We need to get James in there. He out here having wrecks and stuff.
I'm serious.
No, sir.
Just need you.
You ain't never
gonna
What we're not gonna do is make that accident James's fault.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. So James, just explain to us exactly what happened. So
please James was in an accident, guys, yesterday.
Yeah, I'm in an accident. I'm hurt.
Did you just do that or
his wrist broke? That
no,
really,
bro.
That's not good, James.
Nah, bro.
You got a broke wrist, James.
We're gonna hand you a tambourine in a minute.
Right, we're gonna hand you a tambourine, player.
Tell us what happened, man. Tell us what happened.
I was rolling on the interstate, and there was a car stopped in the middle lane. There wasn't no traffic in front of it or nothing. The car was just stopped. And so I swerved and hit the brakes, and the truck just spun out, man. And me and my son slammed up against the center wall. Hard.
How's your son though? Seriously.
He was good. He was scared. He was scared, but he's good. He didn't get hurt.
Okay. Well, that's good. That's good.
Well, I'm glad y'all are okay, man. I really am.
Seriously.
I'm glad you're okay too, Jay. Now, but I do retract my statement then. I said it wasn't your fault. It's a lack of driver's skill. It's like a driver's skill because you know what I'm saying. You could have overcame that. I mean, I'm just saying. If I can drive an 18-wheeler and avoid accidents, you can drive a car with 4 wheels and avoid an accident. Come on, man. Come on, that's driver's skill. Come on.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm not going to do is cuss today.
Say what?
I'm gonna be like Lovejoy today. I ain't cussing. So,
oh, okay.
Oh, okay. You got the reference. You got the reference there. No.
Say what?
Man, I'm aching real bad. My neck and my back. That's
my
why
neck,
here.
my
That's
back.
Over here because I gotta be taken care of.
Oh, okay.
What's y'all owing about?
Carlton Mac, what's going on?
What's up,
Mac,
Mac?
we're gonna continue the conversation from last night, Mac. We're gonna continue the conversation last night, Carl.
Mike Smith, yeah, man. I enjoyed Ghost of Tsushima. I got somebody else playing Ghost of Tsushima now.
What is that?
It's the game.
I'm booked.
It's a video game.
Ghost of Tsushima is a video game.
What kind?
Doc, you cut it on. You playing for at least 4 hours. Just don't get your mind right,
dude.
I have to make sure I have to block off time to play that game.
Where you get it from?
It's a PlayStation game.
GameStop.
You lost me there. Okay.
PS4 game, man.
PS4 game. PS4. And I don't really play video games like I used to play back in the day. I will, up until I started playing this game, I would play like maybe twice a year. I've played more in the last month than I have played in years. Yeah. That game got me hooked, man.
Wow. Okay.
Hooked.
I'm not going to spend money on that because I won't be doing that.
You're right.
I know. You look, Lati Da, he's grown up. He doesn't.
I've grown up. I don't play no more.
Whatever.
Hey, look, he spent his money on different types of toys. Jeeps and motorcycles.
Mm-hmm. And golf
clubs. Yeah, he played different whole. See, now that's a game I just don't understand.
What?
I can't do
golf. I don't get it.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? You got a crooked stick. You hit a ball. You got to find it. You hit it again.
That's about the size of it, Steve. That's about the size.
And then you try to put a white ball in a green hole.
I don't play with white balls.
Or whatever. But once check this out. Once you pull it out, you hit it again.
Where are these sexual innuendos coming from?
That's your brain.
Oh, well, yeah, you're probably right.
You're perceiving it that way.
That's right. This is you, sir.
Yes, that's me.
All right, here we go. Let's get started, guys. It's been 9 minutes. Let's go and get this thing started. We can do a couple of announcements and do a couple of catching up on what the COVID numbers are, guys. As it stands right now, we have 28.1 million cases of the virus and some of its variants, of which I think we have 5 now that are going around. And we're looking at almost close to 500,000 deaths in America. We're looking at 498. That's just in America. So the numbers are looking better. We're on a downward trend, which is always good. But the guys, still be careful out there. Please still mask up. And I still Tony, you got your first shot, right?
I got my first shot.
Yes, when is your second shot?
March 10th.
March 10th.
Yes, sir.
So I've gotten both of my shots, man. And guys, I mean, you know, you can conspiracy theory yourself and not do and live and stay in the house. But for me in my house, I got 2 kids and my wife, man. I'm not trying to get anybody else sick. Matter of fact, me and Mario got another homeboy that has it. You know, we won't put his business out there. Yeah. But we got a close homeboy that has it, but he's dealing with it right now.
Yeah.
So, Carlton, you got your Carlton Mack got a shot too. All right, cool, man. That's your first one or your second one, Doc? Did you get? Would you get Verizon or Moderna?
Verizon.
I'm sorry, Pfizer.
Yeah,
bro, it's been a long day. Hey, they putting chips in you. So hey, you might as well be Verizon if you're gonna get one.
Can I tell y'all something though? The props to this show. What did it for me was Tracy with 2 E's and Steve.
Yeah,
you guys know how I was about that shot,
right?
And after listening to her and you, Steve, it wasn't so bad, man. And honestly, I'm glad I did it now. I'm glad I did it. So thanks to the 4 Black Guys.
So you don't have any tails or anything growing out your ears?
Not yet, man. Not yet.
Okay.
Why would you have a tail grow out your ear?
I don't know. They say the vaccine makes you grow stuff because it's DNA based. So you're gonna grow a tail or something out your ear and a penis out your nose or something.
Well, we already got a bunch of heads out here anyway. So,
well, my dad got his second shot, so he's 80. I think he'll be 83 this year.
Okay.
He just got.
How's he doing? How's he doing?
He the first shot, everything went smooth. The second shot, he said everything was fine. When he got like halfway home, he started to feel a little funny.
Mm-hmm.
He said by the time, let's say he left the hospital, got on the interstate, and he started feeling funny. He said by the time he got off of the interstate until the first traffic light, it subsided. He started feeling nauseous. He said.
Okay,
but it went away relatively quickly, though.
So, like I said,
heard a couple other people say it made them feel a little nauseous and weak after that second shot, but it went away. It went away after a few hours.
Yeah, that second shot, guys. I implore everybody, if you get that second shot, make sure you got your immune system up, because that second shot is the one that makes you feel a little, gives you a little doozy there. So if you're gonna take it, that second shot's you're gonna feel it a little bit. All right. So let's talk about a couple things. We've lost another rapper. What's his name? Was it
Prince Marky D?
Prince Marky D. We've lost him, guys.
The Fat Boys.
The Fat Boys. We lost him this week.
That hurt me right there, Chief.
Yeah, Doc. Yeah.
That was the soundtrack of my 13 and 14-year-old life. The Fat Boys. Come on, please.
Fat Boys.
You know we're down by law. Fat boy.
Oh man, for real?
Boy. Oh, you talking to Chili Fresh right now, boy. You don't really understand. Don't make me pull out Chili Fresh in here. Chili Fresh is a whole other ball game.
Wait. Who is Chili Fresh?
Chili Fresh was my rap moniker back in the day, dude. I was a B-boy back in the day, and my name was
Heavy Duty. And you around here calling yourself Chili Fresh.
Hey, player, that's 14 and 15 years old when I was Chili Fresh. CFK, the Chili Fresh Kid. You don't know nothing about the CFK, because I'm the Chili Fresh Kid. I hope you know. I pimp a girl, I pimp a freak, I even pimp a. Okay.
Hey, y'all check out some of the comments over there. Let's talk about
What's going on, McGlennon?
Man, what's going on with James? Hey man, James is.
I'm good, man. I'm good. I had a little accident.
What up, Tracy? We got Tracy.
Hey, Tracy, did Tracy hear what I said about?
I think she just got in.
She just
Tracy, I wanted you to know that you and Steve were the main reason I went ahead and did the vaccine, and I'm so grateful. You shared some information that enlightened me, and so I just wanted to make sure I say that it was you and Steve that did that for us. So
cool.
I passed my first shot, and so we're good. So
that's good. I haven't gotten one yet, so I get it eventually.
Yeah. So what's
going on? What's going on, Pat? I've been around him for far too long. What? Okay, I hear you, Pat.
Hey, we know Pat. We know he ain't got no sense. So before we move on, guys, I want to talk about right quick. Let's talk about Ted Cruz. We all know.
Man, do we? Do we really?
Let's talk about him. Let's talk. Is he here in the room? He's not. Let us talk about him.
Hey man, I'm gonna have to take a drink and we gotta talk about him.
No, you just want to take a drink.
Take a drink. Let us destroy him, please.
So if y'all don't know, Ted Cruz, as 45 would call him, Lion Ted, he really stuck his foot in. While the state of Texas is in utter turmoil because of the snow.
This ignorant.
Oh, we're gonna take a trip. We're gonna take a good trip.
This dude gonna go to Cancun. Now imagine this. You're in a state where some of you want to build a wall from Mexicans to keep the Mexicans out. You are now in a state that has total damage, no water, no heat. You're gonna escape Texas. The turmoil of your family, you're going to escape Texas and flee into Mexico.
The place where
Ted
they're building
said,
the wall.
why should he stay there with y'all? Here you go.
That's what he did.
Ted
Ignorant.
said, it's every man for himself around here, bro.
Wow.
Dog. That's what we have to deal with these Republicans.
So they
want you to follow the letter of the law.
Right.
Thanks, Matt. Thanks for saying that, because I got a neighbor who was asking, man. He's retired, so
okay,
I'll tell him that.
Good deal.
Uh-huh.
Go ahead, Mario. Go ahead with your thought, man.
They want us to follow and that's why I get mad at Democrats sometimes. A lot of times, Republicans want us to follow the letter of the law, while they basically do what they want to do. They'll preach all of this stuff on one hand, but in turn do exactly what they want to do, and then come back and find a way to fix it. He blamed it on his daughters. Well, my daughters, I was just going to make sure my daughter, you a lie.
Ooh. On your daughters, though? How you gonna throw your daughters under the bus, man?
Same way he let Trump talk about his wife and he didn't say nothing.
Shook him up like some dice and threw him out there. Blue, blue. Snake eyes.
I'm a good daddy. Good daddy.
He threw him out there like some dice, baby.
Hey, but then did y'all see what he did to add insult to injury?
What?
He went to one of the feeding resources and was handing out water to those that were in need.
To try
y'all didn't see that?
To try to clean up his image.
And it just made it worse.
He's
never done anything like that. Now all of a sudden, now you out there and it's a photo op.
Are you serious?
Now you couldn't, yeah. That's how he tried to answer that. I'm going to go out here and be a part of the community. And,
hey man, only the strong survive, man. Only the strong survive out here.
Man, shut up.
Well, we understand that, but but what gets me is the quote unquote moral majority.
Come on,
preaches that, but don't live by it.
Come on, dude.
Right.
We understand it as regular middle class America. We understand that.
Nah. Where's this compassionate conservatism? Where's this compassion at? That you
oxymoron?
What conservative you ever said even mentioned the word compassion?
What?
I ain't heard that come out of conservative mouth at all.
Dude, that had started with your boy Newt. He started that whole conservative. Yes, that started that started this whole thing with Bill Clinton. They would start calling themselves conservative Christians, and you know what I'm saying? That's what it was. Or compassionate conservatives. That's what they start calling themselves.
Compassionate conservative.
That was the buzzword that Newt started for the Republican Party.
Well, y'all can miss me with that because there's no.
So anyway, so while he was in, while he was trying to hurry back from being embarrassed while wearing a Texas mask, coming home wearing a
Texas mask,
AOC had raised over $2 million and flew down to Texas with her $2 million to help that state out.
Who was this? Who did this?
Andrea Acosta-Cortez.
Oh, yeah.
Senator from New York and New Jersey.
Democratic.
Took her, got some money raised, and did the job that Ted Cruz
should have been doing.
I've been embarrassed.
Yeah, man.
He should be. Well, and here's what added insult to injury. His wife's text. We see his wife's text. His wife was sending out texts who wants to go to Cancun basically and get away from this storm. She was sending out texts to her friend base to see who wanted to get away for the weekend.
What?
Yeah,
for the week. Excuse me, not weekend. The week.
Right. The Ritz-Carlton is only $309 a night.
Right, $309 a night. Let's get away for the week and get away from all of this. Get away from this storm. Da, 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 da. His wife. So somebody in their friend circle
leaked them.
Leaked the text. Oh. So he tried to lie about his daughters, but they came back with the text and totally negated all of that.
All that. It's a joke, man. It's a joke.
They are.
It's a joke. And talking about practicing what you preach, let's lead on into right quick the Black church. Anybody get a chance to watch all of it?
I did.
I
didn't.
You didn't watch it?
Told us about it.
I know.
But he was out helping the community. I understand.
Thank you, Steve. Thank you.
Let me give a shout. We're gonna go into that church thing. Give a shout out to Lovejoy. Lovejoy put his Jeep into action during the snowstorm in his area, North Alabama.
Yeah.
During the snowstorm, and help get people to and from and out of stuck.
Yeah.
In the Jeep. And you ride with you are part of a Jeep organization?
Rocket City Wranglers.
Rocket City Wranglers.
Yeah.
And tell them what y'all do, bro.
Well, this particular time, we transported over 220 first responders, nurses, doctors back and forth to work. We pulled two what do they call those things? The pickup tow trucks.
Yeah.
That had cars on the back. We pulled them out of holes too.
Wow. Really? You pulled the tow truck?
We pulled a tow truck out of a ditch.
You towed the tow truck?
Yeah. The craziest thing that I seen was, and you got to give them props to them white boys. They crazy as hell. They pulled an 18-wheeler up the hill, hooked up to it, and put it in 4-low and pulled an 18-wheeler up the hill that was loaded.
What?
Oh wow, dude!
Wow.
They were having fun, man. And needless to say, guys, I was really excited about serving, making sure that our nurses and doctors got back and forth to work. Those that are on the front line still doing this thing. Yeah, I was so happy to be a part of them riding in my Jeep, and my Jeep being a vehicle that can be used to serve humanity. So
that's good, bro.
That's good. Man.
Hats off to you, dude. Hats off to you. Matte black is the color you should go with, if you ask me.
Black, definitely.
Right, matte black. If you're gonna repaint it, go matte black.
I just told Tanya I was gonna have it wrapped. I wasn't gonna have it painted.
Oh, okay, that's cool too.
Wrapped. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
What was the initial question the statement I was addressing before I?
You was gonna say something about the Black church.
Yes, man. Hey, Doc. I really enjoyed that thing, man.
Thanks, Pat. We appreciate it.
Like Pat, we appreciate you. That's my club brother, man. Good brother, man. Good brother. It was really informative, man. And what really got me is when we had the show, we missed a lot of topics,
Yeah.
We missed a lot of topics, like especially the thing that a lot of your HBCUs sprang out of Black church. And really? I was like, missed it. I just totally missed it. Yeah. And the fact that the church has been a place of it, the Black church has been kind of whatever we needed it to be when we needed it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It has been a tool for education, learning to read and write. It has been a source of making sure the community stayed fed, just doing whatever needed to be done at the time. And I think that's what a church, in my honest opinion, that's what a church should be. It should be whatever the community needs it to be at that time. And if it's not doing that, what are you here for? Civil rights, yes. The whole thing about the civil rights movement, we touched on it. They, of course, in the documentary, they went more in depth, but how it was the catalyst for the civil rights movement, or it was a hub for the civil rights movement. So,
I thought it was good. Matter of fact, I thought it was great. I love history anyway, but I thought the documentary was fair. You know what I mean? Because my initial thought was that it wasn't gonna go deep enough into the troubles and the struggles that the Black church has even presented to itself. You know what I mean? But I thought it was a fair show, and that's what I really enjoyed was that it dealt with some of the criticisms over the years, but it also showed how it helped over the years. So I believe I believe you should watch it, guys. It is not slamming the church, but it is also telling the church, man, you missed it here. You had your opportunities, and you missed it in a few places. And I thought it was fair. I thought it was a very good show.
I agree with you, Steve. It was very fair. It was very fair.
I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch it then.
Yeah.
This is where you shine, church. This is where you suck.
Right.
It was good, and it dealt. But see, and that's it.
It was on PBS, Mac.
The early church, and that's what I think a lot of people need to see, that the early church was a lot different from what's going on now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Back then it was more about community and the people, and not about how much money can actually come into the church.
Until Reverend Ike. Reverend Ike turned that thing, baby. Reverend Ike was like,
he turned it around. Now, I mean, we're not gonna deal with the prosperity teaching is what he started. You know what I'm saying? He was one of those first people to do the prosperity teaching. And I'm not what's the word? I'm not gonna criticize the prosperity teaching, but the way that he did it, bro.
Yeah.
But it was, man. It was
in all fairness,
like Mario said, man, how the HBCUs, sprang from religious teachings, religious classes in the Black church, and then ended up turning into universities. I mean, that type of stuff a lot of people don't know, and that's what needed to be said. Because like we did talk about on the show last week, I mean, there are a lot of good things that a lot of us got from the church. I mean, a lot of good things. I just saw James.
Go.
Hey,
right. Okay. Back to Reverend Ike. We'll go back to Reverend Ike on that. Yeah, father of the prosperity teachings. Reverend Ike was just about we not waiting on the sweet by and by. I want mine now.
I want mine now.
But what's crazy though? Did y'all know this? Reverend Ike didn't even believe in Christianity and God.
He didn't. I've seen him in interviews saying, if you waiting on a God in the sky to come down and save you, and this
ain't gonna happen.
It's not gonna happen.
And then he'll say, the people sent me that money. All I did was ask for it.
Right. I mean,
he bought his first Rolls Royce like that.
He was gangster with his. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
And Mario, they didn't probably bring this, but Bishop Dunn won too.
Magic Dunn won.
Yeah. He was a bishop in the church. And he was a high price. Sure was.
Bishop Don Juan got a seminary degree, bro.
Yeah.
Get out of here. Are you serious? Yeah, he's an actual bishop.
He's an bishop. That's why I call him Bishop.
The bishop. He's an actual bishop. Bishop is an appointed thing. Do you?
He really is.
Bishop.
He really is. I heard he can pull it. Yeah.
So what?
He turned, but I heard he can pull it. He could put Jesus on the cross, bury him, and raise him again.
And resurrect him, bring him back up.
He can pull it, man. I heard.
Look at some of the. There's some stuff on YouTube about Don Juan, man. That dude actually preaches while he pimping.
Wow.
So it's like.
Wow.
I want to know why we having this side conversation over here.
What is happening in this side conversation?
It's happening.
Okay, let's be good. This is a serious conversation.
But he do look extra
skinny today. You think it's the background? James, here's what you fail to realize. That's funny. It is.
That's Tracy and Erica having that conversation.
That's Erica and Tracy going ham in here today, boy.
Like we ain't even saying then. They just talking.
I mean, look, they're having this whole conversation. They having this whole conversation.
What is up with this skinny obsession, y'all? James is not as big as everybody thinks. James is tall.
Right.
He's tall. I didn't know that. I saw him. He's tall.
The camera does not do James correct justice. James is tall. He's a 6 foot. You 6'3", right, James? James?
6'1".
6'1". You look taller than that. I'm 6'3". I thought you were my height. James is tall, and he did. So the camera, when you see James sitting, that's not a full representation. James is not as big as you think he is.
And Erica said you skinny too, because she posted that picture of you out there.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Here's what it is, man. So, like I need to get me. What you said, Erica? Something about you need to get you a big man or something like that. I'm like, oh, okay.
Y'all need to get y'all weight.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Hey, she went baby sleep at night.
See,
he gonna snore all night long. He got sleep apnea. He gonna die 500 times in his sleep.
You see what I'm saying? I'm doing things to make sure I live.
Well, y'all are off the chain tonight. I swear.
We 30 minutes in, Steve. Come on.
Yeah, we're supposed to be talking about something else.
Okay, so if y'all haven't checked out the Black Church, please go check it out. It's a really good, fair show. It's a fair show. So we're going to get into what Mario had posted the other night. Is have we done our young people a disservice?
Yes. And, show over with. Yes, that's it. Let's go.
All right, then. You've been watching the Four Black Guys.
Outro. God bless you. Good night. 30 minutes. That's all y'all get.
Yeah, man. Mario, give some reference to what you were saying, man, because it was really good. It really was.
The live I did last night came from me being frustrated. Eric and I had gone out to eat, and Erica say I throw her under the bus. You didn't have to say we eat out more than we should. You just let folk know I don't really cook and da-da-da. Whatever she said. I'm like, baby, you cook, blah, blah, blah. Okay, but you had to just throw me out there. Sorry, babe, didn't mean to throw you out there. That wasn't the point. The point that I was making. Okay, let me give clarity. We have our date nights on Friday nights or Saturday nights. We'll go out and eat.
Good save. Good save.
Good save.
Yeah, good save.
So we have been going out to eat, and I just noticed that a lot of the kids that were in these what do you call those positions? I'm having a brain fart. Customer service. In those customer service positions, man, they really don't know how to interact. They don't have manners. They don't have etiquette. They don't have the things that you would expect them to have in a customer service position. And I really have to look not only at the job and the training that the job gives, but we have to go back to home. What's going on at home? And I just kind of got pissed over, I got upset over a period of time when I start seeing a recurring theme amongst our late teens, early 20-somethings. We're talking between 18, just graduated high school, 18 to let's say 23, 24. They tend to try, they don't have etiquette. They talk to you as if you're one of their peers instead of an adult. And that just kind of, you have to repeat yourself a lot. I notice if you give them more than two things to think about at a time, they can't process it, and what really was the tipping point for me, like I said, we went out to a restaurant and ate at a little local crab shack type place. And the young lady, she came and took our order, and I was asking her about something on the menu, or Erica was asking her about something on the menu, and she just flat out said, I don't know. Well, in customer service, they lost. You have to be very specific. What is that? What she? Okay. But in customer service, you are taught, you never tell your customer you don't know. You basically tell them, let me find that out for you and I'll be back. You know what I'm saying? You go and get the answer. Well, this young lady wasn't even trying to get the answer. It was, I don't know.
I'm handling business, man. I'm handling business. Sorry, Mario.
Okay. So that was a strike. What else happened? We ordered food, we ordered drinks, we ordered food. By the time our frozen drinks got to us, they were partially melted. We ordered frozen drinks. By the time we got them, you can see so that means they had been sitting, waiting on her to pick them up. So from that point, I started telling her, "Hey, is the food ready? We ordered appetizers. Is the appetizer ready yet? I'll check." She'll go. We'll see her walking around. Still no appetizer. By the time she brought the appetizers were cold. That means they had been sitting in the window waiting. And it was beyond it. I could tell she had been she wasn't new to waitressing. You know what I'm saying? But she didn't take care of her customers the way that she should have taken care of her customer. And the way that she spoke to us, the way she talked to us, she was talking to us as if we were a person in her age bracket. Just the language that she was using with us. It wasn't a respect that you would normally have for a person that's older than you. Yeah. That kind of sat wrong with me.
So you said something. I don't want to go too far without
go ahead
addressing. You said you think a lot of this behavior or this attitude, if you were, stems from home.
Right.
Kind of go into that some too.
I think now society is, and a young lady on the post last night, Delisa Fagan, classmate of mine, she says society period now is a lot more relaxed than it used to be. And I agree with her on that. But the deal is, it's our fault because we learned from the adults in our situation how to be. Why is it when it gets to our offspring, our children, we let that slide? Why?
Trying to be friends.
Trying to be
a parent.
Instead of a parent. Don't have time for that. I'm sorry. If it worked for you, it'll work for your children. The same pressures, and that's what I was trying to allude to last night. The same pressures that were put on us help mold and make us into the people we are today. Those pressures that you did not put on your children for whatever reason, for one reason or another, that's why they are the way they are.
Right.
So it was put in place for a reason. And what you don't pass down to the next generation, they can't pass it on to the generation after them. So it becomes a snowball effect. You understand?
Let me. Can I just say this? I'm the world's worst, and I have to. This is like confession time for me.
Okay,
I'm the world's worst because I grew up so poor and so not having. Maybe it's part of my issues in life.
How so?
That I don't want my daughters to experience the things that brought me value. Working hard work. I'm a wuss. And that's why I told y'all as we get into the show, you'll see I'm a wuss when it comes down to teaching them. Not that they're not disciplined. I'm not saying that.
Right.
But I'm a wuss when it comes down to instilling certain values that they're going to need in society. As far as now, they're not going to be disrespectful. I'm not going to play that. I'll knock their heads off if they do. But as far as things like valuing a job and talking to people with respect and honor, they don't have to work, Mario, and that's my fault. They don't have to work as hard as we had to, or the way we were taught. And so they may go to work with the attitude because my dad is making me work, or something of that nature. Y'all get what I'm saying? So
I get what you're saying.
So for me, it starts at home, and maybe I'm the bigger issue here than them, because exactly we are instilling them like it is honorable for you to work. It is honorable for you to honor people as well. And because of some of my issues in life, maybe I'm not passing that on in a very succinct kind of way. So that's my thought.
That's a very poignant point by Carlton. Carlton, you are 100% correct. You have to. He says, if your friends will tell you what you want to hear, your parents will tell you what you need to hear. You can't be friends with your children. And I didn't understand that as a kid. I ain't your friend. You know what I'm saying? It sounds harsh.
Yeah.
It sounds harsh, but it's up. If you don't mold your child, who will? You can't leave it up to the school system anymore.
Well, if you leave it up to society, they're going to end up
in prison. Leave it up to society, they jacked up.
Right.
You know, it's up to you. And that's why I was saying last night, Tony, it's a certain amount of pressure that I put on my children purposely because I wanted them to be able to learn how to think through hard situations.
Sure.
Simple stuff. And it's not bad of you as a parent. I get that you want to give your kids this and give your kids that, but it's a known fact. If you give your kids everything and you don't make them work and earn anything, that hurts them in the long run.
Nor do they know how to appreciate what they have.
Exactly.
I get it. I'm telling you, I get it. I get it. I'm doing what a lot of people can't do. I'm just being honest. I'm a big wuss when it comes down to those two girls in there.
Right.
I get you. Because here's the deal. With my daughter can call Dad, I need. I give her my last. My son can call me and say, "Hey, Dad, I need." I said, "Okay, you need to go. You need to go to work."
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You need to work for like hours this tonight or something. Right.
Something going on.
Huh?
Your mic is kind of jacked up. It was staticky. What did you say? Yeah.
Sit back, James. Sit back. You may be too close on it.
I'm hold up.
No, that sounds a lot better when you move back a little bit.
Cleared up when you moved back.
There's something wrong with y'all. Y'all just old, man.
Whatever, dude.
No, you just somewhere you ain't usually are. But go ahead.
Right, but I'm like that with my son because I understand as a black man, life is not going to be roses for him. You know what I'm saying? And he's going to need to know how to work through and fend for himself.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, my daughter, you can get now. I give my daughter credit where credit is due. She's not a punk. You know, she ain't scared to work to get what she needs. You know what I'm saying? And I know when she comes to me for something, she has exhausted all other avenues.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. My son, on the other hand, will come to me before he exhausts anything.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. And I'm like, let's try this avenue first. Let's do this first. Let's do that first.
Well, I will say this with my son that lives in Birmingham. He was 4 years old. He came up to visit me, and I was going outside to break some leaves. And I said, "I'll put his jacket on." And Keisha said, "Why?" I said, "He going outside to break leaves." She said, 4 years old? I said, "Yeah." All he got to do is just stand out there in the cold. I'm going to put a rake in his hand, and all he got to do is just stand there. And as a male child, you don't have to sit in my house. Now with him, I see what you're saying, Mario. But these girls, man, they got me, dude. And like your daughters, they're smart as a whip. They do things. They're responsible. So I don't mind doing things for them. And you know, but it hurt my heart because Asia has never used. Watch this. She's never used a key to a door.
Huh?
See, yeah. She's never unlocked the door before in the house. And she's 13 years old. I'm almost embarrassed to say this.
What?
So
I mean, what? I don't.
Look, you know how you stick a key in and turn and
yeah.
Okay, she's never done that.
Why?
And the other day, well, because when she go out the house, she in the garage. Let the garage up, she gone. Then she go to school. Okay. So the other day, when I had my surgery, I was trying to teach her because she was gonna come home before I was gonna get home. And I said, "Hey, you got your key?" She said, "Yeah." And I said, "Okay, unlock the door." And we went outside, and I was looking at her just like this. I said, "Are you serious?" I took it for granted that she knew how to stick a key in and unlock it and let herself in the house. And I was embarrassed because my 13-year-old had never unlocked the door before.
Hey, Miss Brenda.
Wow.
So that's why I said I'm the problem, dude.
Yeah,
I'm the problem here, and I can admit that I'm the problem.
Mm-hmm. I feel that, man. The girls always get away with a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
Always get away with just a little bit more. But I can show you pictures of my boys, though, and my middle daughter, at least, cleaning buildings with me years ago.
Thank you, Matt. Appreciate that, man.
I got pictures of Justin with a broom and a vacuum in his hand at 1 year old.
Mm-hmm.
Like, in a building with me cleaning. I mean, I've always, and people have seen pictures of him with a camera in his hand now.
Mm-hmm.
So it's always been with me, man. Y'all don't have no excuses.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm showing you how to do this, how to get this going. So, it is what it is. Now the girls, yeah. I mean, the girls, man, are always gonna get away with a little bit more murder. And my sons will say it in a minute. They'll tell their sisters in a minute.
Yeah.
Like y'all got it easy. Because this dude right here is stupid. Like, he do stupid stuff.
Right.
Like punching your son in the throat. You know what I'm saying? You gotta, you gotta throat punch him every now and then. Every once in a while, I just walk up to Justin and hit him right in the back of his neck. One good time. Just one good time. Just to make him fall, knock the wind out of him. You know what I'm saying? Just
be careful. Well, that sounds like child abuse, though.
Child service is gonna be knocking on your door.
Right. I've mastered it to where it don't leave a mark.
Yeah.
And after about 10, 15 minutes, he catches his breath again. So it's you know what I'm saying? It's okay. You just got this every now and then. About once a week, I catch him off guard and do this. Just about once a week.
So the attitude, though, thing is, I think, Mario, what you was alluding to, the attitude, like when they're providing a service, I don't know. And we haven't taught them how to honor serving and working. Well, you know what? Let me find out for you, and I'll be right back with you.
Right.
You have no clue, man. And the attitude that's around. When I go to places, I don't even eat fast food anymore for this very reason. Because I'm like, you going to the one and you got an attitude with me? I ain't doing that to you. I ain't doing my credit card. Right. But they got an attitude for whatever reason. Maybe some stuff is going on at home. I don't know. But you come to work with this attitude. And so what are we teaching our kids?
What are we teaching our kids? I learned in customer service that you don't bring home to work when you're dealing with the general public, because even though you may be having a hard time at home, that's not the customer's fault.
Absolutely.
Customer just came in to get what they wanted. And I know we're talking about customer service, but the root behind it is home training. First, you need to have some home training for what you learned in the workplace. And a lot of what we're running into is children don't have proper home training. So when they go to work, they don't know how to separate. They don't know how to turn one off and another one on. You know what I'm saying? Well, they don't know how to be professional.
I agree with that. I think that's right. But so I'm finna play devil's advocate here, though.
Okay.
So one thing we've got to understand, though, is that even like us, our kids don't take most of what they learn from us. They heard it, but they don't take it. They get it from their peers. So it's not just about what we teach them. It's about what they're around. You see what I'm saying? So we may teach them everything that we know and teach them how they should act. But if all of their friends are acting a different way, it's going to be real hard for them to, okay, do I act the way my parents taught me, or do I follow what my friends are doing? Because a lot of us did it. Our parents taught us a certain thing. My parents taught me how to be respectful and do whatever I needed to do, but I still joined the game. So because that's what my friends
That's
do.
Peer pressure. Everybody has peer pressure.
Right.
Everybody will have that.
This is what I'm saying. As parents, don't be that hard on yourself, because our kids may go out here and mess up, but they heard what we said. They heard it, and when things hit the fan, they'll go back to it and say, "Okay, all right, I was doing this and it ain't working. What did Daddy Leonard tell me? Daddy Leonard said I need to get my act together and I need to be respectful, and it'll help me out more. So let me try this."
I think it's also a cultural thing, though, guys.
Boom! You took it. There
right.
go ahead and run with it. We'll talk. Go ahead. I'm listening.
Carlton Mack, right?
I was laughing at that. I was laughing at that because Matt was naked.
That was funny.
So
I got a story behind that, but go ahead.
Okay, so check this. So Asia has a lot of friends that's of the other persuasion, and they say what to their parents and oh you're getting on my nerve and you're so effing embarrassing and you embarrass me. And so one day, because since they was kids and they could talk, they were saying yes sir, no sir, yes ma'am, no ma'am. And Asia came home with this little attitude. And I jumped up, and I remember me cussing. And I don't normally cuss at my kids, but I said, no, you can take that bullshit. I mean, you can take that back to where you got that from. That don't work here. That don't work in Alabama. You better take that back. And so the friends came over, and I saw why the friend, like one of her friends, she won't even speak to me. I wish I would have gone to Steve, Mario, James' house and don't speak to their parents when you walk in the house.
Right.
Dude, you got your head knocked off.
Right.
And put out. Huh?
Right.
And put out.
And said, don't come back over here.
Ever.
That's it. You don't walk into another adult's house and not speak to the heads of those house. That please, I remember the first time I went over my girlfriend's house. And my mom, I got the rundown. Make sure if you got a hat on, you take your hat off. That's how we show respect. You don't wear your hat in a person's house. Make sure you speak yes sir, no sir. I got a whole rundown before I went. Now I'm telling you all this. Don't you embarrass me when you go over there.
Don't touch nothing. Don't ask for nothing.
Don't ask for nothing. I was scared to ask for. You want anything? I was scared to ask for water when I went over my girlfriend for the first time.
Swallow my spit.
Yeah, right. I just swallow my spit. Right. You know what I'm saying? I ain't want to embarrass my folk. You know, but that's okay. Why did we not expect the same? And I understand that it's not all of us, because a lot of us are having still that in our children, but across the board, what happened across the board that the standards were so relaxed? Now, in my opinion, what happened is we started pampering our kids way more than I think we were pampered.
Absolutely.
I can agree with that.
There's a lot of things that can be attributed to that. Nowadays, there's a lot more other things to take up these kids' time. So basically, we got lazy. Whereas our parents had to deal with us more because there wasn't the internet, there wasn't all this other stuff going on for the kids to do. So they had to interact with us. We had to interact with them. So we got taught different. Well, with us, what happened was that we got hold of these TVs and these computers and found out that the kids would leave us alone and go in their rooms for hours at a time. And we don't have to deal with it. So basically, a lot of us just got lazy. And we said, you know what? I'll deal with them when I have to, but I want this adult time. I want this alone time. So y'all go in y'all room and do what y'all do and just come out when it's time to eat. So a lot of these things have changed. So we've allowed the internet to be in their face. They're communicating with their friends a lot more than we did, because once we went in the house, that was it.
Right. Wasn't no texting, wasn't no phone.
Right. So that was it. Now they can talk to their friends on Instagram, on Facebook, Snapchat, whatever. You know what I'm saying? They have more access to the foolishness. Because even though I'm raising my kid and teaching my kids values, Sharika and them ain't teaching Lil Bobo nothing.
Fictitious.
And so my son is dealing with Lil Bobo 24 hours a day. He's talking to him all night on the phone. He go to school to see Lil Bobo. After school, him and Lil Bobo back on the phone again or on Snapchat with each other. So there's a lot of factors that have gone into it. Basically, Mario, we just got lazy.
I want to. That's a good point, James. I want to look at some of our viewers' comments before we get too far out of hand. Tracy went back and going back and said, that's the nature of girls. Have you ever heard of an older person say to a young lady, "You smelling yourself"? We say to the boys too. That is territory. But if there's no one to check that attitude, it will get worse. And I can tell you from experience, guys, I'm fighting it right now with my little girl. I'm dealing with spirits that are not come from this father,
right,
but from other father. And that's a whole nother show. Miss Brenda says exactly. It's the type of friends they hang around. The ones who did not get any home training are affecting, maybe the good parenting that's going on. Mike Smith says white customer service is different from black customer service. True. In some instances. Miss Bianca Goodman. My sons are 17 to 15, and they try to fit in with what society paints nowadays. And I tell them all that the time that your respect you have will carry you a long way. We now have family meetings. That's good. That's always good to have a family meeting.
Always good. Yes.
Right. Bring them back. Everybody under the same idea. Bianca said, respect is priority in my house. I hear you, sister girl. Carlton Mack. What are they doing upstairs?
You had a fear of what would happen to you when you got home.
That's true,
right, boy.
Hey, nothing like the fear of wait till your daddy gets home.
Wait till your daddy gets home.
Or when your mama get home. There's nothing like that fear.
Act a fool at school if you want to. When you get home, if your teacher called me and tell me you was acting a fool at school, I ain't asking no questions.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Carlton Mack said it started with the VCR.
Dude, come on, man. We the VCR generation. Us.
Right.
Gen Xers, we the VCR generation.
You go to your grandparents' house, all you see is 12.
Yeah.
They didn't set
the clock on the thing.
Nobody don't set the clock. Huh?
Oh my God, man.
But sure wasn't. And you better be in the house before the street lights came.
Come on.
I knew the sound. I knew the sound of the street light when it's about to come on.
You hear that hum happen, won't you?
Yeah.
Oh, it's coming. Yep.
I was running, dude.
I'm going.
Be on this porch when the street lights come on.
Yes, sir.
But that's what I said last night. I said, dude, our parents had a standard set for us.
Right.
They had a standard set for us. And once we learned what the standard was, you know what I'm saying? It was like, you understood there were consequences for your actions or lack thereof. There were consequences. There was things you had to do. We relaxed a lot of that. I think Generation X, us as parents, a lot of things we relaxed on.
Well, to that end, Mario, and this that comment Tashara just made, and that has a lot to do with it too.
What is it?
Start having a lot of young parents too.
Right.
Age is a factor. Young parents are growing up with their kids.
Yeah. So what grandma about 34 now? And
that.
Yeah, Big Mama 42 years old now. We don't even have Big Mama anymore, so we can just take that, throw that.
Yeah, Big Mama's out the door.
I still have a Madea, by the way. I saw when I was in Birmingham the other day, but we don't have that anymore. So yeah, man, yeah. I agree, y'all. I agree. It was something that was instilled in us, and I remember telling myself this, and maybe this has something to do with it because I was a cat that had shoes that had holes in the bottom of them because we couldn't afford them. And I remember wearing hand-me-downs. I remember I got the tub in my garage, the tub that we took a bath in, that we had to heat water on the stove.
Wow.
I was the baby. I had to bathe in everybody else's water.
Ew.
Oh, wow.
We did what we had to do, man. And to that end, I told myself that I was going to have a pretty front yard. I was going to learn how to fly an airplane. And my kids would, listen to this. Here it is. My kids wouldn't have to suffer the stuff that I went through.
Mm-hmm.
So I work my ass off now just to make sure that they have certain things. But I think in that, I'm doing them a disservice by not allowing them to experience certain things.
Right.
Right.
But again, those are my issues that I'm having to work through. Go ahead.
Some of the things that we had to learn, we learned through our struggle as kids. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
You know, the one reason I put lamps all around my house, I like lamps because we lived in the hood and all we had was the top light. And I can't stand the top light. I can't stand it because it reminds me of living in the hood. I'm talking about the ones next to the football field. You know what I'm saying? That hood we lived in. So it's like, you know, but those are my experience. I wanted lamps in my house. You know,
so there was electricity when you were a kid.
Say what?
There was electricity when you were a kid. Y'all actually had lights, not candles.
Oh my God! Right.
See,
you're absolutely right.
Talk because he's right on that Gen X millennial line.
Yeah, he's on it. He's
on that line, so he can't get cussed out.
Tanya, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. It taught me certain things about hard work that I will have for the rest of my life.
Mm-hmm.
You're absolutely right. It taught those things, guys. And you're spot on, Tanya. Those things taught me something that's much valuable.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It did, and I'm a better man for it now as a result of that.
I wanna do something right quick. I want to holler at my boy DeLon, man. He put it out here himself. He said he's dealing with COVID. I need everybody praying for my boy.
Yeah,
I was gonna let him tell his business, and so that's the friend that's right now that's going through it, and so I want everybody to be praying for him. He also lost his grandma was a beautiful woman, inside and out. DeLon's grandmother, boy, she did not play. Let me tell you, he went over there and she gave him an earful. I've seen her go off on DeLon, but she was a beautiful woman, man, and I'm just, I'm kind of heartbroken by it because she was such a wonderful, wonderful lady. So be in prayer for my boy DeLon.
Praying for you, Don. Praying for you, man. I remember those bologna egg and cheese sandwich we used to make. We used to go to his house and in a white Chevette. I remember, dude.
Oh yeah,
your mom would come home mad because we ate up everything in the house.
Yeah,
I remember that, man.
That was me, Tony, and DeLon.
Hey,
really?
Yes. Yeah. Praying for you.
So all y'all old.
What?
Okay, so Carlton Mack said, my mom told us not to let anybody in the house. My grandmother came over, rang the doorbell. We looked out the window, waved at her. God, dog, Carlton. You wouldn't even let grandma in
the house. What he did?
Hey, he was fine.
He let grandma in the house.
Hey man, his mama must have been some serious, bro. He ain't let grandma.
Yeah.
Can I say I respected my mother so much. I was and we was in DC and she gave me the car for the night. And I had a young lady with me and we was over to the house and she said, I need this car back at the house at a certain time. So the time had passed and my mama said, this car better be here and stay here. So you know what I had to do? I took the young lady to the bus stop. I put her on the bus to go home, but I kept my word with my mama because I know my mama didn't play.
That's what I'm talking about.
Girl on the bus home.
Wow.
The mama's serious, boy. The mama's serious.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now let's tackle it from this standpoint.
Okay.
I think with our generation, we already said that we babied our kids a lot more. Let me ask you a question. Me and Erica had this conversation.
You're right, Brenda.
How many of you grew up playing sports in school, or was involved in a extracurricular activity? Okay, Steve, you ain't do nothing but go to school. You went to a Catholic school. Y'all ain't do nothing.
Negro, I played baseball. I was on the swim team and I wrestled.
No, sir. You ain't swam nowhere. Cut that out.
Yes, I did swim.
Okay.
Yes, I did swim, sir. Thank you. Okay. Mind your business. Because you in the hood, don't know how to swim. I can survive. You can't.
Ooh. So
I see him like a
how
champion.
many of our events I'll ask you, how many events did your parents come to?
All of them.
Single mother. My mom couldn't come to none of them.
Not
Boom.
one.
Lovejoy.
Not one.
Boom. Your mother came, your folk came to all of yours, James?
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay, that's because you're a borderline millennial. That's why.
Probably
Mine.
border
Watch
76.
this. I marched in the band.
Yep.
I played basketball. I was in the choir. I can count on one hand how many times my parents came to my stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I don't mean that I'm going somewhere with this. But our parents had to work, and it was just understood. Daddy wasn't coming to no football and no basketball games. Daddy wasn't coming to watch me march in the band. Daddy wasn't coming to the annual Christmas concert. He had to work. 11 to 7. Right. He was gonna be in the bed.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? My mom made sure I had everything I needed to do what I do. You know what I'm saying? If I needed a tuxedo for the core performance, I had it. She came to a few games, but still, mama wasn't finna be out there in that cold, baby.
Right. My mama said she made the one baseball game.
See?
Yeah.
One baseball game. Erica mama told her, I love you, baby. Mama, it's too cold out there for mama. I ain't finna be out there in that cold out. You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying that to say, we turned out fine. Our generation believed we had to be at everything or our kids wouldn't feel that we loved them. I didn't feel that my mama or daddy didn't love me any less. You understand? My extracurricular activities were my extracurricular activities. I still knew they loved me. I knew you loved me because you provided for me. You know what I'm saying? Because you did what you did for me.
I gotta fix one thing. My mother did come to all the plays I was in. But go.
Okay, that's all well, fine and good. Okay,
yeah.
That's good. But I'm paralleling that to us as Gen Xers.
Yeah.
And how we pamper our children to a degree that they feel that we make them feel like we have to be at every, or maybe it's something subconsciously that we're dealing with.
All of these,
we got to be at every performance. We got to be at this, or if we're not there, I don't want you to feel that you don't love me. Well, I'm gonna let you know I love you before then. If I can make it, cool. If I can't, cool. My son played basketball. I didn't make every game. I made quite a few of them, but I didn't make every game. You know, my daughter was a bookworm. She ain't really do a whole lot, but you know. But I think a lot of that plays to the mentality of most Gen Xers. We pampered and coddled our children when we weren't pampered or coddled, and it made us tougher. It made us have a thicker skin. Now children get upset and they don't know how to deal with it because they've been coddled all of their lives.
Well, and to that end, Mario, right. And y'all know I do this religiously. I could be in a board meeting or somewhere in area, the baby, boss baby. I'll call and say, Dad, bring me listen to what I said. Listen to the wording of this. Dad, bring me Chick-fil-A for lunch. And I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Well, okay. Okay. But Steve, Mario, James, y'all know what I'm gonna do.
You gonna go get your baby
Chick-fil-A?
I'm
gonna
stop doing what I'm doing. I'm going to get my baby 8 count or whatever it is at Chick-fil-A with the little swirly fries because of that.
Mm-hmm.
What if we had to call our parents back in the day when we had them little trays, them little clay?
We got cussed out. We got cussed out, dude.
See, that's what, and that's what I was saying to that end, Mario. You're absolutely right. We were taught the tough way. You can call them talking about bring me no Chick-fil-A and with ranch dipping sauce. Well, how
Now, you know, like my mother, she did that, man. You know, just surprise me, might bring me some McDonald's, man. You know, you being a kid, everybody having regular lunch.
Occasionally,
but you know what I'm saying?
Occasionally.
I'm like Blue Moon occasionally.
I'm talking about every Friday, man.
So let me ask y'all this though.
Ooh, Lord.
So to what Mario was saying, you know, we kind of coddled our kids a little bit and protected them from things that we went through. Is that all bad though? Because in one sense, you don't want your children to maybe have to struggle the way you did. Now, I'm not talking about entitling them or babying them, but if I grew up a certain way that I knew was hard, then I work hard now to provide so my kids don't have to do that. And
it's
I don't think there's necessarily a problem with that.
It's a double-edged sword, though, Doc.
Let me tell you. Go ahead and finish your point, Steve.
What time you just put out there? And you going blank screen on me.
No, listen, look at what she said. Steve, you know, every time our kids think every time we get in the car moves, that's what they think. It ain't what will happen.
Where they get that thought process from?
Like I said, we are dealing with the people that are not from my loins. There are.
You don't stop when you first initially got the kids. You didn't just pamper them and do all those things, Steve. Is that what
I'll let Tanya answer that for you?
Okay. Okay. I'm just saying, and James, to that end, I don't think some of that stuff is not wrong to me. Some of it's not wrong. Then some of it can handicap them to where they can't even think through some situations. But no, to answer your question, I don't think all of it.
That's good, Brenda.
Watch this. I will say this. Pressure does two things. Pressure busts a pipe. You ever heard that?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Pressure busts a pipe. But what does it take to make a diamond?
Pressure.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
In order for your kids to shine like they're supposed to shine, there's a certain amount of pressure that has to be put on them so they can learn how to think through tough situations. Whatever, Max.
Thank you, McLennan. Thank you, man.
Whatever, man.
Mac, we already know that Mario was spoiled, dude. We already know that. We know he talking junk, but we know he
acting by myself like this and this the kind of stuff I'm talking about. That's honesty right there.
Like I said, pressure busts a pipe, but pressure also makes a diamond. You got to keep a certain amount of pressure on the kid. You know, if you don't put that pressure on them for them to become a diamond, when that pressure is put on them in the later seasons, it'll bust them, it'll break them,
so
it'll mentally.
But you made the distinction. So when our parents struggled, it was because they struggled because of certain situations that were going on. So we work hard so our kids don't have that same struggle. Not to say that we still can't put that pressure on them. Not to say we still can't discipline them, not to make them work for certain things. My kids have had to work. They know from me, you can't just listen. Justin is 12, and Justin knows he can't just come to me and ask for anything. At 12 years old, Justin now says, "What can I do to make some money?" Because he knows.
Right.
You can't. He can't come and say, "Dad, I need $20." No, okay. The dishes need to be washed. The floor need to be swept. The living room need to be. You're gonna do something. So, but that was the difference, though. We can apply the pressure fine. Our parents didn't have a choice because they were struggling.
Right.
So I'm not gonna let my kids go through that. I'm not gonna have pressure put on them because I struggle. I'm gonna apply the pressure.
That's a good point. I get you.
You see what I'm saying?
So Tanya made a point.
Distinction. That's how we teach them. We give them that pressure, but at the same time, we can protect them from certain struggles as long as we're not going through that struggle.
Right.
Tanya made a good point when she said kids can be privileged but not entitled.
I know.
There's a difference, and the way to walk that line. If you know you have them living in a relatively comfortable position, they didn't have the same struggles as you growing up. Your kids won't have the same struggles as you. Then it's certain things that you have to do as a parent to make sure they understand the value of, I have to work to achieve whatever your situation, whatever that is, because it may be different for everybody depending on your situation. For some people, it's learning how to and I'm really simplifying it. You take care of, you clean this house. You clean your room. You make sure your room, your bathroom, you know what I'm saying? It's regulated chores to make sure
you give them some options,
whatever that pressure is. And instead of mama coming in and making sure your bathroom and your and I'm saying your bathroom, you know what I'm saying? Because nowadays our kids may have their own bathroom, whereas we all shared one bathroom in the house. You understand what I'm saying? So that's the privilege of it. The privilege is you have your own bathroom. I didn't when I was growing up. But what comes with that is you make sure everything in here is clean and spotless. Your cleanup day is this day. Your room gonna be clean. Your bedroom gonna be clean. Your bed gonna be made. Blah 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 blah. Pressure in what? There we go. Go ahead.
I like what Tracy said. I mean, and I was going to ask this to Mr. Lovejoy.
Ooh, Tracy,
because what you're doing is, man, even though you're being a good father, there's going to have to be a boyfriend and a husband after you.
Yep.
Okay, let me address that real quick.
Yeah.
The other day, I wanted to take Asia to lunch. Asia's idea of lunch is eating at Eggers here.
The bakery.
Where the average lunch is about $25, $35. She thought that was normal. So I'm in the comments like, babe, you know what? I'm making it really, really hard for your boyfriend or the dude that said he's going to marry you, because honestly, baby, when you marry, old boy's going to be trying to get his stuff together. He's not going to have everything together. He's not. That's just reality. I'm making it real hard. So am I creating a monster, Tracy? And I say, am I creating a monster to think that you think this is normal to eat at Eggers for lunch? It's not, y'all.
Right.
So to that end, yeah, you're right, Tracy. I'm creating a monster around here because boy's gonna be trying to get his stuff together. And y'all look, if y'all go out to dinner on a Friday night. So I think we are. And with girls, it's different for me because I'm so hard. I'm the big teddy bear around here. And I just want to make sure that they are good. And I want to do things for them and get them all this stuff. But I really am. I think I'm creating what she call them, a princess monster.
A what?
Cute little monsters. And you're right. I think I am.
And the shame of it is, man, that once again, it's a double-edged sword. Is that you can create this monster, but we also need to put pressure on the young men that's going to be dating our daughters. They got to have their junk together. You know what I mean? And we shouldn't have our children expect less, especially our daughters, man.
But every guy on here, check this out. Y'all remember when y'all was just trying to get started and you got to the point where you finally figured out, and maybe y'all had it together. I didn't. Hell, I didn't get my stuff together until I was 40 years old. And I'm 47. So I'm just 7 years into getting my stuff together. But y'all remember growing up, man, the average dude, he really don't have his stuff together unless he's just an exceptional guy.
Right.
So, you know,
right.
I don't want to get off our subject, but what I'm just saying, I'm honestly, this is gonna be my fault. When they go out and they think they supposed to eat somewhere and your budget don't allow that.
What was that dude that y'all was talking about? I know we getting way off subject. I want to keep it with the kids. But what was that dude you was listening to?
Kevin Samuel?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that he was digging into this lady of her expectations. Balanced against what she was offering.
Right.
And so, that comes with that little monster deal. You know what I mean? But let's get back to I don't want to get off on that because, we only got about 10 minutes left. So let's keep it with where we are.
But that comes out of conversation with your daughter. Now, daddy did this for you. You know what I'm saying? Because daddy was financially able to do this for you. The young man that you might be dating at 20 or whatever probably won't be able to do everything that dad. You know what I'm saying? That comes out of realistic conversation with your daughter.
Check your mic, Mario.
That's true, Tanya.
What did you say? Can you hear me?
Yeah, you were starting to do the robot voice, but it cleared up.
Okay, but that comes out of realistic conversation with your daughter and explaining to her that, what daddy does for you, I can do it because I'm at a particular station in life. The young man that you may be dating at 18, 19, 20 won't necessarily be able to do the same thing that I can do as a 45, 46, 47, 50-year-old man.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
50, 55, 60.
Whatever, dude.
So Mario, do you think that is the result? So when a result of the young lady last night, that was the servant. Do you think some of this is a result of that? Maybe the attitude is, I really don't have to work this job. Y'all getting on my nerve, and I can do that because of things that I've probably been taught. I'm trying to bring this back full circle.
Right.
Do you
It may have been, but
it still frustrates you because you're trying.
It's still frustrating, right? If you don't have to do it, and don't do it.
Don't right.
I'd rather have you not do it than to half-ass do it.
Because now I got to eat cold food and drink melted frozen drinks.
Because
you don't have to be here.
That's Tashara comes from. They got so much money they could burn a wet mule. But so her attitude is.
Wait a minute. What?
What?
Oh, talking about my son?
Yeah. What is that?
I said
burn a wet mule.
Burn a wet mule.
Okay.
That's good. I ain't never heard that one before.
They got so much money they could keep burning the same mule. Oh, when he's wet, because he's gonna keep putting it out.
Okay.
Anyway, what I was trying to say was, I think the attitudes in the workplace is a direct result of stuff that goes on in the home, whether it be good financial freedom or whether it be that they don't have anything. I think it's a direct result of what happens in the home. Today,
I agree with you.
Well, you don't have to have money.
So wait a minute, because I'm still. See, I got to be honest. I didn't hear anything else you said after wet mule, because my brain was stuck trying to.
Like Megan said, y'all just slow.
Hey, look, because he's just young.
Maybe so, but
he young.
I tuned out after wet mule because my brain was stuck trying to process that. So whatever you said, I agree with.
Okay.
I'll say this, James. Not James. Jesus Christ. The statement you just made was what? See, James made me lose my train of thought, and it was along the lines of what you just said, Tony.
Every extreme. Either you can come from a very privileged home, still have the same attitude, or you can come from a very poor home, which you have to deal with the struggles at home, knowing that there's some going on at home, so you bring that stuff to work. Or you can have attitude of the privilege and say, I really don't have to put up with this.
Okay. I got what I was going to say back. You got me now. 9 times out of 10, and I said it last night, if you have an ignorant child, follow them home, more than likely you'll find an ignorant parent. You understand what I'm saying? Having been a juvenile detention officer, I've seen it time and time again. The kids that we have in there that are the most belligerent, the most ignorant, disruptive, they have a parent, normally a mother at home, making excuses for them.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? And I promise you, I've seen it time and time again. I had one mother confront me because we we had the power as a juvenile detention officer to what was the word? If a kid acted up in the cafeteria, we can put them out of the cafeteria for, you would eat lunch in your room instead of with the group. You would be on isolation during lunch.
Yeah,
so I put a kid on isolation because he was cutting up in the cafeteria. That Sunday when their mom came for a visit, I happened to be walking through the lobby when she was there, and she stopped me. And you put my baby out the lunchroom and da. I said, ma'am, I said, if you have a problem with anything that I've done, feel free to talk to my supervisor about it. If you want to talk to him, I'll call him up here. But I don't feel the need to explain my actions as a juvenile detention officer and
your child in jail.
But if you want to make a formal complaint, I'll have my supervisor come up here and you can make that complaint with.
Yeah.
I turned and walked off. That showed me, and not only was she getting belligerent, her teenage daughter bowled up like she was getting ready to take swings at me.
Yeah.
What?
I seen
I was going to beat the hell out of both of them right then and there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
And I was giving you your one for the night.
My one for okay. I'm sorry. That's my one for the night. But typically, when you have an ignorant or belligerent child, there's a parent at home that the apple didn't fall too far from the tree from.
So
I got a story real quick I wanted to share.
Go ahead, Joe. Go ahead.
Okay. All right. So I was on a call in Lawrence County, Alabama. I was on the call. They called me because the child had called the police on his father, and they were saying that it was child abuse. So I get to the home, old country dude, black guy, still wore overalls. Still wore overalls. Hand was just big for no reason. He farmed and had about 1,700 acres in Lawrence County. Farmed his land, and he said, "Now I'm gonna tell you something, Mr. Lawman." He said, "I'm gonna ask you to leave my property." I said, "Sir," I said, "Well, I was called out here because your son called and claimed that you was abusing him. And when I got there, the son was tied to the tree." He started to the tree, and I said, you can't do that. That's child abuse. He said, "So I'm going to ask you to leave my property." He said, "I ain't going to say it more than one time." He says, "If that little rascal can put his nasty feet up under my sheets, and he can drink my well water, and he can eat my food, and he disrespect me in my house, we got a problem. And two alpha males can't live in the same house." He said, "So all due respect, Mr. Lawman, I'm gonna ask you to leave my property." You know what I did?
Turned around and left his property.
I got in my squad unit and I left. I said, "I'm 10-6. I'm back 10-8. And they asked me, if I was calling and said, "What happened?" I said, "He old school." He tied the boy up to the tree to whip his tail. He was old school. I saw the boy, fine young man. He, yes sir, no sir, very humble, and got more money than he know what to do with. But because his dad had taught him certain principles, they were old school principles. Boy, turned out, I saw him the other day, turned out pretty good. So I don't think necessarily think that what our parents did was bad. They just taught us how to be a little bit more tougher than what we're teaching our kids to be right now.
I agree with you.
I agree.
Well, Steve.
All right, guys.
Real quick,
I think James Fred had something else. Go ahead.
Yeah, real quick. The other aspect we got to remember, guys, is that everybody in our neighborhood had a hand in raising us.
That's true.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If Miss Lula Mae saw you acting up, you got whooped by her, and then she sent you home, and you got whooped by your parents. Nowadays, you can't even. You better not look at my child sideways or even say nothing to my child. You got parents out here will fight other kids,
right?
Messing with their children.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So it's a whole lot different than when we were coming up, man. You couldn't act up in the neighborhood, and just because my parents was at work doesn't mean I could go out here and act a fool. Because by the time they got home, they knew exactly what I did.
Right.
Right.
When I thought I was in the clear.
Right.
Oh, okay. So you was over there acting dumb today, huh? Over there cussing and fighting and stuff, huh? And I'm like, nigga, you was at work. How you even know what? Sally Mae them called me at work and told me, and I got in trouble at work because I took a personal call.
Right.
So that's just now I'm finna get whooped even more.
See, you're right. That's how it was in my community. The lady that lived directly across the street from us when I grew up in Wylam was a lady. She was mean as a snake. And her name was, her name was Stana Mae or Steiner Mae, but we called her Miss Stanny Mae. Miss Stanny Mae and Mr. Josephus. Miss Stanny Mae was the meanest old woman I knew. You couldn't even walk on her side of the street.
Right.
She'll tell you to get off of the grass in front of her. She had a fenced-in yard, but the grass that was, we didn't have a sidewalk on her side of the street. So you would literally be walking in get off that grass.
Right.
Walk on the street. And her and Mr. Josephus would sit on the porch. If your ball bounced over in their yard, well, I think it's time for you to get a new ball. Right. Getting that one back. I said that to say, but let her tell our daddy or our mama that we did something. We was getting our tail toe down out the frame. But it was I'm saying that
Josephus. Yes. That's what I was talking about.
Stana Mae and Josephus, Miss Stana Mae and Mr. Josephus, that little white house on the corner.
Ooh, those some old country names right there.
Have y'all ever got a whooping at school in front of your friends, in front of the class?
Yeah.
Oh, yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I want to make sure I wasn't the only one that did that. That guy.
Oh, yes, sir.
Man, once you got that whooping in front of the class, you was the most humble guy.
Dude, my principal had a paddle with tape around it.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And he would
no, I'm talking about your mama coming to the school.
Well, I know, but no, my mama wouldn't have done that. But
I guess Steve mama would burn sage or something. She wouldn't go.
I ain't gonna let you talk about my mama, dude. We'll fight on this show. Hey, look, we will fight on this show. And don't forget, I do have the power of the remove button on my side.
My mama came to and then you finna get an extra whooping because they had to leave work, so they missing that money.
They had to leave work. That's what I'm talking about.
Yep. Up there and deal with you. You
exactly.
Show enough get it.
No, all right, guys, this has been a wonderful show. We had an hour and a half, man. We have gone over, but I think it has been. What's Tracy say? Can you imagine saying, "Let me hold little Josephus"?
Yeah, funny.
Shut up, Tracy.
I do agree with my mother. My mother says the village has gone away. I'm sorry. She said we don't have a village anymore. That's very true. And that's because we live very transient lives now. We move from neighborhood to neighborhood now. And like we said before, you would get told on touching somebody's kid.
Right.
What Tracy? Mike said what? My mom used to come to school. Your mama?
Oh man.
Your mama, Mike?
Really?
Really? Wow.
Well, it's the quiet ones though, because Lisa is a lady.
It's the quiet one.
Lisa's a lady, but she ain't gonna put up with a disrespectful child now.
Tracy was serious. Took her all the way home and beat her dead probably back to school.
Ooh, mama. Ooh, what?
God. That's what I'm talking about. Or take you in the bathroom.
Josh, you fired, man. The show is over, man.
Hey, man, we about to log off, and you talking about hey y'all.
Exit stage left.
Right.
Go the black.
Right. So, guys, what I want you to do, I want you to hit like. I want you to hit share. If you're on Facebook, I want you to also hit that. If you're on YouTube, I want you to hit that subscription and hit that bell notification. And let you know when we are live, guys. It has been a 4 Black Guys show. Another wonderful Sunday being here with you guys, man. Continue to pray for DeLon and his family, guys. And we'll let you know that we love you. Put your 4s up. We will see you guys on next week.
Do a love joy 4.
Right. Say what?
I'm gonna do that strong love joy 4.
Yeah, lick your lips first.
Yeah, lick your lips.
Yeah. LL Cool J.
Yeah. Then give them bedroom miles.
Boy,
I need.
we out of here. I thought